Welcome again to the Purposes of God. Again, I am your host, Doug Krieger of the Tribulation Network, and I'll be your narrator here during the course of video number 13 on these major prophetical topics. In video 13, we're going to be discussing the Great Pyramid of Giza and the apocalypse associated thereto. This is part 1 of this particular series here on video number 13. In that day there will be an altar to the Lord in the heart of Egypt, and a monument or pillar to the Lord at its border. It will be a sign and witness to the Lord Almighty in the land of Egypt. When they cry out to the Lord because of their oppressors, He will send them a Savior and defender, and He will rescue them. Isaiah 19, verses 19 and 20. The word Giza, where the Great Pyramid of Giza is located, means border in Arabic. The base and slant edges of the Great Pyramid are precisely 756 linear feet, measuring at its base area, that is, one side of the base, 756 linear feet, times 756 linear feet will give you the area or the base area of the Great Pyramid at 571,536 square feet. Now add its exposed four-sided surface, or via base area, plus 1/2 times the perimeter times the slant length, or 571,536 plus 1,143,072 will equal 1,714,608. This is the surface area of the exposed pyramid sides plus the base area added back in, would altogether equal 2,286,144. Divide that by the sacred cubit of 25.20 inches, and it will equal 90,720. If a six-sided cube were placed over the Great Pyramid with all 12 edges and sides equal to its base of 756 linear feet on one side of its base, the total linear sides would equal 12 times 756. They would equal 9,072 feet, or the fractal of its surface area, and its base area divided by 25.20. And 9,072 feet divided again by 25.20 will equal 360, the prophetic year, or 360-degree circle. The cubing of the Great Pyramid brings it into alignment with the New Jerusalem, which is given as a cube. The surface area plus the base area, as well as its 12-sided cube when using the sacred cubit, truly astounds. Sir Isaac Newton and the Great Pyramid. The gematria of the word apocalypsis in the Greek is equal numerically to 1,512. In the gematria, the Hebrew gematria is a system of assigning, again, numerical value to a word or phrase, in the belief that words or phrases with identical numerical values bear some relation to each other, or bear some relation to the number itself, as it may apply to a person's age, the calendar year, or the like. If apocalypsis, revelation in the Greek, having the value of 1,512, is key to a prophetic timeline that Sir Isaac Newton may have foreseen, yet lived too early to realize it. It functions using the dimensions of the Great Pyramid, in which Isaac Newton established the sacred cubit at 25.20 inches in his work. This is taken from a dissertation upon the sacred cubit of the Jews and the cubits of the several nations from the dimensions of the greatest Egyptian pyramid. Again, the numbers 1512 Apocalypsis, 481, 756, 3024 divided by 2, which would equal 1512, and of course our sacred cubit number 2520. Now, using the Apocalypsis key of 1512, the word apocalypsis equaling 1512 in Greek, that is the gematria of the word apocalypsis, totaling 1512 in Greek. The Great Pyramid at Giza's dimensions can be determined. Note, the Great Pyramid was originally 280 Egyptian cubits tall, that is 146.5 meters, or 480.6 feet, 481, according to Wikipedia. Pyramid perimeter of the Great Pyramid would be equal to one of its sides, 756 feet at its base, times 4 sides, which would equal 3,024 linear feet. We divide that by 2, and of course we're going to get 1,512 feet, or 1,512 divided by pi at 3.14 would equal the pyramid height in feet at approximately 481 feet. Now 756 feet times 12 inches will equal 9,072 inches. Divide that by the sacred cubit of 25.20 inches, you will equal 360 feet, or 360 times 4 will equal 1,440, 144 being the dimension of the New Jerusalem itself. Apocalypsis, the Great Pyramid pointing toward the end of this age. 1/4 of the Great Pyramid's perimeter, or 756 feet, times 12 inches, will equal, again, 9,072 inches, divided by the sacred cubit of 25.20 inches will equal 360, or 25.20 times 360 will equal 9,072. 1512 divided by 2 equals the pyramid's side in feet, 756. And 756 times 3.33333 into infinity will equal 2,520. 1512 divided by pi will equal the pyramid height of the Great Pyramid of Giza in feet of 481 feet. 1512 times 2 is equal to the pyramid perimeter in feet of 3,024. The Great Pyramid of Khufu at Giza, Egypt, also called the Pyramid of Khufu and the Pyramid of Cheops, is most definitely connected to the apocalypse. The apocalypse, 1512, and the sacred cubit, 25.20 inches, and the year 2016. The biblical sacred cubit of 2520 is seen especially in the Great Pyramid's perimeter measurement of 3,024 feet, for 756 feet on one of its sides times 4 times 12 inches equals 36,288 inches, or 25.20 times 1440, that is the year of the Exodus from Egypt, will equal 36,288 inches. Note the 144 from Egypt in 1440 BC draws attention to the ultimate New Jerusalem. Using the revelation key of 1512, the word apocalypse equaling 1512 in Greek, the Great Pyramid's dimensions, and the possible prophetic year 2016 can be determined. Now the Earth, the Moon, and the Apocalypse, and 2520 of the sacred cubit and its relationship to the Great Pyramid. Using round figures, the sum of the radii of both the Earth and Moon in miles is 3,960 miles, which is the radius of the Earth, plus 1,080, which is the radius of the Moon, will equal 5,040. 5,040 divided by 2 will equal the sacred cubit's number, 2520. 1,520, which is combined two sides at the base of the Great Pyramid, will equal the gematria of the Greek word apocalypsis, times 3.3333 will equal 5,040. 1,512 plus 2016, prophetic future possible year, plus 1,512 will equal 5,040. Now, all the angles of the Great Pyramid, if peeled open, that is, its slants, when flattened as you see in this diagram, would create 4 triangles and would equal 4 times 180 degrees per triangle, which would equal 720 degrees, plus the 4 each 90-degree angles of the base of the Great Pyramid, or 4 times these 90 degrees, would equal 360 degrees, and together they would equal 1,080 degrees. That is 720 degrees of the triangles plus the base of 360 degrees will equal 1,080 degrees, which is the Moon's mile radius. Times 2, of course, would give us the diameter of the Moon at 2,160 miles. Plus 360 would equal 2520, or 25.20, the sacred cubit's measurement. The sacred cubit seen in the Great Pyramid of Giza and Israel's Exodus are connected. The word apocalypsis in Greek, which gives us a total of 1,512 in gematria, is divided by 2, it will equal the Great Pyramid's side in feet, 756 feet and 756 feet, times 3.333 into infinity, will equal 2,520, the numbers of the sacred cubit. The biblical sacred cubit is dramatically seen in the Great Pyramid's perimeter of 3,024 feet. Measurement: 3,024 feet times 12 inches will equal 36,288 inches, or 25.20 times 1440, a fractal of the 1441-40 BC Exodus of Israel from Egypt, will equal 36,288 inches of the Great Pyramid's perimeter in inches, and the 144, I hasten to add, of the New Jerusalem. The Great Pyramid was made of 2.3 million stone blocks, so it was thought for so many years, weighing from 2 to 15 tons each. That number of stones, however, through modern technology, has determined that the number is somewhere around 603,000 plus stones. When completed, the Great Pyramid of Khufu at Giza weighed 6 million tons, the weight of all Europe's cathedrals put together. The pyramid was also the tallest structure in the world for thousands of years, until it was surpassed by the spires of England's Lincoln Cathedral around 1300 AD. 1441 or 1440 BC is the early date, 1440, of the exodus of the children of Israel from Egypt, and we'll be discussing the relationship of that date with the measurement of the sacred cubit of 25.20 inches. 1/4 of the Great Pyramid's perimeter, that is, 756 feet on one of its sides, is equal to 9,072 inches. That is, if you multiply 756 feet by 12 inches, you will arrive at 9,072 inches. When that is divided by the measurement of the sacred cubit of 25.20 inches, it will equal 360 the degrees in a circle. 1441 or 1440 BC, under the reign of Pharaoh Thutmose III, or Amenhotep II of the 18th dynasty, the Israelites' exodus from Egypt took place, according to Conservapedia. Now, the distance from the Temple Mount in Jerusalem to the Great Pyramid is 273 miles. That is exactly 1,441,440 feet. 1,440 degrees also is the total of the 120-degree angles of the Magen David, or the Star of David. This concludes our video number 13, and now we're moving on to video number 14.